Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Rogues Gallery Live. Like I said, this is Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode 158, and I'm Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Welcome to the show. We got a great crew with us tonight. We have Mr. Matt Martin in the house. How's it going from the Bat Vault?
Hey, how you guys doing? Looking forward to tonight's show.
Glad that you're here. We got Eric B. from All Things Art.
Hey, everyone. Hoping everyone's having a good night.
Absolutely. We got this guy right here from the Secret Sanctuary himself, Mr. Jeff Delaney.
Howdy, y'all. Happy to be here.
In the lower center square, we have Mr. JWR in the house. How's it going, sir?
What's up? How is everybody doing in the chat tonight?
Doing good. And then last but not least, we got Billy Rios in the house. How's it going, Billy?
Doing well, gentlemen. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you as well. I don't know if anybody else will be joining us or not, if the other members of the team will be here, but, you know, they're always welcome to show up anytime. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing good. The like I was telling Chris, the life-size Joker in person looks better. Looks 100 times better. My kids love it. So yeah.
I've got some photos that Matt posted earlier this week, and so we'll be sharing those when we look at photos tonight. And I do want to say I'm sorry we started a little bit late tonight, actually an hour later than normal, because my son, actually both kids were in a homecoming parade tonight, so we have homecoming this weekend, and so we did some family stuff. And had to get back in time to at least do, you know, an abridged version of the show, obviously. But we got some topics to talk about tonight, which will be a lot of fun. And again, welcome everybody to the show. Brandon T says it best. Mr. Morris, come back to visit. Absolutely. Hashtag. Jeff Delaney, did you see the hashtag for you this week, sir?
Yes, I saw it. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the right convention for me, but we can chat.
All right, we're gonna keep pushing on it.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, if I'm leaving Texas to go to New York, I mean, you should go to MegaCon.
Nah, maybe. I don't know.
This guy right here has never left the state of Texas. This poor man.
Poor guy.
And he is braving the elements to go all the way to scary New York City, which ends up being amazing, and he's gonna have a great time.
Yeah, pretty much that's how it's gonna happen. Two people like right over there, those two, you know, you can't say no to them when they're both enabling you. So what you're saying is hashtag enabled? That's what you're saying? All right. It should be way bigger.
Yeah. I'll work on making that bigger so it blocks all of our faces. That's what I should do. Absolutely. But anyway, yeah, keep thinking about it. We think it'd be a lot of fun. And just for the theme park aspect alone, I think you would have a really great time. But anyway, did you guys see how incredibly famous I became today? Did you see that?
I did. I went and watched it real quick.
That's right. I like Eric's like, who is that? It's like, so I had to share this because I thought it was pretty cool. But Theo Vaughn, who's a comedian, he's got 3.1 million on YouTube, and he's on TikTok all the time. Anyway, he had guest Kevin Smith on, and they were talking about kind of a fan experience at Fan Expo Dallas from a couple years ago. And he didn't talk about my interaction, of course, but he did talk about an interaction with another fan. But my thumbnail popped up from YouTube that they put on there. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
So now everybody thinks that person was you that he was talking
probably. That's probably right. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, wait a minute. Wait for it. Boom.
Boom. Oh, there's Dan.
Oh.
We got to put him in the right spot. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Sorry that I'm late, guys. Been running around a bit here, so sorry for my tardiness.
Hey, no problem. I was apologizing for being late as well for my son's homecoming this weekend. He's got a big homecoming dance and everything. So, yeah, I know it's the first one, so it'll be memorable, I'm sure. But anyway,
is that a different room, or did you start an animal room?
Have you left the hobby, Dan?
All of his stuff.
A different corner of the room.
Okay. All right.
I've seen
So
that.
what's similar?
So are you doing a mismatch? Or are you like a Marvel DC side, but you got a Bear / Batman side?
No. So the story with these pictures behind me are so this is my favorite photographer. His name is Thomas Mangelson. He is a world-renowned wildlife photographer based out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and he's most noted for his work around bears. And we have these in our home. We have probably 8 of his pieces in our home, and we didn't have room for all of them downstairs, or at least didn't make sense. I said, well, I'll take 2 of them, put them in my office. I love them. So,
Well, that's awesome. They look great.
yeah, I love them. So, yeah,
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Ken Pope says, Chris, have you gotten my emails on winning the Lion O battle version? So, Ken, I actually responded to your message. I have not received anything from you. I checked my spam. I checked everything. So, again, the THE Batman Statue Collector at gmail.com. Please email me, and I've got it ready for you. I just haven't heard from you, and I don't know where to ship it. So please make sure you email me as soon as possible, because I haven't got it yet. Okay. And Justin, I saw the tracking, so thank you very much. Justin got me the Batman popcorn bucket from.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
You suck.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Now, Dan, there was one in our town, so if it's still there, if you want it, I can go grab it.
I
You
do
don't have
want
the cup though.
Okay, I'll go look at it. I'll go look and see if it's still there. I'll go look. But anyway, thank you very much, Justin, for getting in. I want to thank 80 people already in here 6 minutes in, so thank you very, very much. And so we've got some stuff to talk about, but anything else anything you want to talk about before we get started? Like anything coming in, anything new and exciting in terms of collecting? I know I was talking to the guys before the show, like we're kind of tentatively planning some New York Comic-Con plans. Myself, Billy, JWR, and Eric are going to be attending that event. Eric, Dan, Matt, and myself, maybe this guy, if we can keep putting our thumb on him, we're going to be going to MegaCon. I don't know, JWR, are you going to be doing MegaCon too, or are you going to stay with New York?
I'm gonna stay with New York. Maybe MegaCon next year.
Next year. That's right.
Say that now.
Yeah, the 2027 or 2026.
I was like, how many years? I was like, what year are we in?
Yeah, I think
MegaCon
it's
is
still
next year.
2024. Some days it feels like we're really far away from that, but you just never know. But anyway, again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I was going to say, anything new coming in, guys, before we get started on topics tonight?
I got in a fan art Ghost Rider today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And obviously Matt got his Joker, his incredible
Yep.
Affinity Studios Joker, which is really exciting.
Awesome.
We did get, well, I don't know, it hasn't updated yet, but we did have our Alfred shipped. So anybody that got the Prime 1 Alfred, I know me and Dan got it. Anybody else?
I've got it, but it's I think mine. I haven't got the shipping notification, so they might have did a first batch and then a second.
Did you go
batch.
through Prime?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's
Okay.
what I go through these days.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't very low ES, so I'm surprised that they haven't sent it to you yet. But I don't know
Yeah.
when it'll update. But I'm assuming we'll have it before.
Yeah.
What do you think
before
of that?
Thanksgiving?
The
Yeah,
sale
probably
that's
so.
going on.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about that?
Yeah, a really big sale this weekend. I guess we could just go ahead and let me.
Is it even a sale? I heard everybody saying that the shipping's all jacked up again, like the last time.
I don't know. I think
don't
Matt
think
looked
that-
into it.
No, I think the shipping's actually good.
Yeah.
So this is a maximum of 40% off at September
Yeah.
18th, which is today, through September 27th. So you have about a week, and it says $2 off shipping, applicable only when the total product price is $600 or more.
Yeah.
But it's all Batman, and it's because of Batman Day. Batman Day is at
Yep.
the end of this month, and so yeah, it's really exciting. They've got a lot of older pieces and newer pieces as well.
Yeah.
I know Matt was saying that he was kind of looking at maybe the red Nightwing and some other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. They got some, I mean, like the prices are like outrageous. I mean, like I know the 1/4 Hush Batman is like the thing right now, but dude, those 1/3s, they're discounting those like crazy. And then the Fabok 1000s, I mean, they're
Yeah,
discounting them like crazy too. I mean, you can
the
get
Batman
some great
Damned.
deals.
Batman Damned. Holy cow.
Yeah.
$639.
Oh. I'm always
Yeah.
tempted to buy that one back. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
It's a great statue. I'm so glad I finally. Well, Eric, you saw it firsthand.
I used to own it.
I can get that Batman Batcave 1/3, the original one, not the black one,
Yeah.
with the shipping is less than the $11.99 they want for the quarter scale.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
you can get
crazy.
it cheaper. You can get it cheaper than the 1/4.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
That's nuts.
Yep.
But I mean, I know, and people are still excited about the quarter scale. Obviously, we're going to look at it here in a bit. It has not gone up for Sideshow yet, though, which is
Right.
kind of surprising, I think.
Yeah.
And remember, Sideshow jacked up the price quite a bit.
They sure did.
So I'm curious to see what they'll do with the Batman.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the shipping on the Prime 1 sale, I think, is really high. But if you do the research and really look at each piece, you can find some bargains.
Yeah.
That Linda Carter Wonder Woman that they did with Blitzway, the shipping for me, economy would be $6.
Wow.
$6?
And the standard would be $56.
How in the world?
The shipping is $206, but you get $200 off.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, that's a hell of a deal. I know not everybody loved that likeness, but I thought it was a really good piece. I liked it a lot.
yeah, and it's 10%. It's only 10% off, so it's still kind of pricey, but that shipping is awesome. And no sales tax, so.
Especially if it's something that you've been kind of keeping an eye on. That's the great thing about those sales is we always have the 5 or 6 pieces in our back pocket of things that we might order, if it ever goes on sale or if it's a good deal. But
They
that's
have
cool.
the Bane, the Tom Hardy Bane, not the full statue, but the just kind of like the bust, for like $200.
Oh wow.
It's like crazy with the bust with him with his arms out,
Yeah.
I didn't know they sold just the bust by itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one
yeah,
where
yes,
he
they
has
do.
like long sleeves though, I think. And then the one that comes with the statue, he had just the vest.
just the vest, and he's
Yeah.
kind of doing that. and
They
stuff
must have
like
found a few of those because that was sold out for a good little while, and then all of a sudden it was there again.
There's a few things popping up in this sale that I think were previously sold out. Like
The Henry Cavill black suit Superman, that one was sold out when it was still in pre-order before it ever shipped, and now they have it's low stock. So
The old fake sellout. Seems like we're seeing a lot of that these days, huh? Like, we only have 5 left in inventory. You better hurry up and order it.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty
did.
And then a year later, they find 300 more.
It's sold
Yeah.
out of the first warehouse. They have like 3 warehouses.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like wink or sold out. Wink in the first one. Yep. There's always a way to get around things. That's for sure. But anyway, if you guys end up getting anything, let us know. It's exciting if you get a really good deal. Obviously, again, times are kind of tight right now for a lot of us, and so it's great to have some nice sales every once in a while. I'm sure Prime 1 is sitting on these things, needing to get them sold. So at least I'm assuming they're selling more statues right now than XM is.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So like my first topic tonight is kind of all around talking about shipping. And I've kind of got 3 different things to talk about with that. Obviously the first one we can say, the XM shipping that I just brought up, is that, they said that these things were going to ship in June, July, August, and they gave this big update to kind of make collectors feel better. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was a good gesture because they had been really silent. Still, nobody's received anything. What do you guys think? Like, do you think they're ever going to ship this stuff, or do you think no?
Who's this,
Wouldn't
XM?
put money on it.
XM.
I wouldn't put money on it. Put it that way.
sounds like they were just buying themselves some more time.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, maybe trying.
They showed when they showed those factory photos, it was like, raised the question like, well, how long ago did they take these photos? They could have took them last year, and they're just sharing them now. So
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So kind of keep an eye on it. People have asked me like, should I order this, Chris? And I'm like, I would not. I would just kind of hold off and see kind of where it goes.
I wonder if they're having the same problems with containers that Tweeterhead has been experiencing.
It's very, very, very possible. And part of the thing I want to talk about with this topic, and we'll get to this in just a moment, was some talk from Aunt Adams today that did a big long post, and so I'm gonna share that with you guys and read it to you because I thought it was interesting, kind of what he's seen on his side of things as well. But the first thing I want to talk about is the topic here is Resin GK scamming the community. That's kind of made a lot of big waves this week. Had a great conversation, or actually I didn't have a conversation with Billy, but I listened to a 10-minute story from Billy today about his experience with ordering. And so I asked Billy if he'd be willing to share that story again with us. But basically, and I have not had any dealings with GK, Resin GK. I know there's a lot of people that have ordered from him directly, kind of as a third-party seller. And, you know, other YouTubers have ordered from him and had very good success. Also, Sick Mansion Collectibles, they also were using GK as kind of their, like his third party to get statues as a supposedly cheaper rate. But then over the last month or so, there's been kind of these rumblings that they're not getting their product, or they're worried about losing their money. Same thing with the people that ordered on Sick Mansion. They were worried about, you know, losing their money. And so again, Billy, I'm going to defer to you if you want to kind of share your story about Batman Triumphant and kind of like what you had, because you actually did order from Sick Mansion.
Start off how it began with being Chris's fault for not selling him yours.
It is Chris's
That's right.
fault.
Tell them all about how I dangled the carrot.
I'll take it from the beginning. I think I touched on this with Dan. I was Chris didn't know if he wanted to keep it, and I said, hey, listen, if you can't make it work, let me know, and I'll take it off your hands. He's still trying to make it work. So
it's still right over there, blocking my Alex Ross.
Once you put the split in, he had to be moved. You know,
and it was a perfect spot for him.
It was a perfect spot, and damn AC. So
yeah,
he's kind of off to the side. But Chris says, "Hey, I'm still trying to make it work." I said, "Listen, it's totally fine." Like I said this morning, it wasn't a big thing, And so I'm looking around, and they didn't make a lot of them, as we all know. It was like 130, 150, something like that. And I'm going to all the usual places. I hit up Todd, Shane over at Secret Compass, Josh at Comic Concepts. Does anybody have this thing? Like, no, I could try to track one down for you, this and that.
Because it had a really low ES on it.
Yeah. So as I'm just bouncing around, and I kind of remembered about Sick's website, Sick announced this thing a couple of months ago, and it was on his show, and it's going to be this, it's going to be that, I'm going to all this other stuff. And at the time I didn't need anything, so I really didn't think much of it. Flipping through the website, and there's a lot of great stuff on there, and all prices are shipped pretty much. And he has it, $1,500 shipped, no tax, shipped out the door. I didn't just jump on it. As you guys know, I'm not on Facebook. I defer to you guys when I need to know something. So I hit up Eric, and this was a couple of weeks before I pulled the trigger. I said, have you heard anything on Facebook? Have you read anything good or bad, about this? At the time, Eric was like, yeah, people have been getting their stuff. People are saying good things.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, I said I've heard positive stuff. I heard like at least a dozen cases of people receiving their items. But at the same time, I was like, I haven't seen Sick on Facebook in like months. I feel like he's just like disappeared for a while.
Well, yeah. And there was a reason for that too. He had a lot going on with, his other business and stuff like that. But my concern was that no one was saying, hey, I paid for this and I didn't get it. I'm still waiting. I didn't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And so then I actually hit Sick up before I ordered. And I said, hey, if the website says in stock, does that mean, it's there and it's going to be hitting the road? He says, yeah, we ship every other Friday. So I think I ordered it in the middle of the week, might have been like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and that Friday wasn't a ship Friday, so it was going to ship the following Friday, and I was actually going to be on vacation. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Paid for it, and he hit me back after I paid for it and says, yeah, I can see your order. It's perfect. It'll ship whatever within the next 10 days or so. I go on vacation. I'm not even thinking about it. And I got an email from Sick Mansion Collectibles saying, hey, your order has shipped. And so I'm like, all right, perfect. I'm running around, not really thinking about it. And we all have the app for FedEx and UPS.
Sorry, I gotta give. I'm laughing at the Extreme Channel. He says I keep giving Resin GK my shipping address in Topeka, never received anything. Love
Not
it.
the only one.
Yeah.
So then I checked the UPS app because it was a UPS label, and you know, for us that have the app, we don't even.
Not as many as you, X. Not as many. That's right.
So I checked the shipping, and the shipping was for 1 box, and I know that Triumphant shipped in 2 boxes. By this time, I think Gotham Cinebites had dropped his video where he's talking about he got 1 shipping label. He knows that the statue he ordered shipped in 3 boxes. You know, where is this thing? You're like, where are the rest of the numbers? And so I hit Sick up and I'm like, hey man, you know, this thing shipped, but I got a shipping label. I got 1 shipping label, and I know that it ships in 2 boxes. I didn't know if they wrapped them together, or, you know, you just start thinking of things that make sense that could have happened. You know, did they wrap them together and whatever? And who knows? I mean,
because their whole thing was they were trying to make it, at least, you know, as far as I understood, that they were trying to like figure out a way to do a lot cheaper shipping, like somehow, like, because
right. But when you it was supposed to ship via sea. The tracking service that I got was a UPS Worldwide Express Saver, which is not a domestic service. That's to expedite things from overseas. Like usually, like when we order from Prime One and it ships via sea, you're gonna get, let's say your statue ships in 2 boxes, you're gonna get 2 shipping labels, either FedEx or UPS, that are ground most of the time, and you know it's gonna get on a boat. It's going to ship over on a boat for 3 weeks or whatever it is. And when those boxes get to the port and UPS or FedEx picks it up, those tracking numbers start working as they bring it across the country for me here in New Jersey, you know? So I was like, Sick, you know, this isn't even the right service, like for stuff that's shipped via sea. And I don't think they're going to put this on a plane. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, all right, let me check it out or whatever. So, all right, you do your thing. I was on vacation, couldn't really, you know, deal with it, and I forgot about it. You know, I get back home, tracking number still is not doing anything. I don't have another one, you know. So I was in constant communication with Sick. You know, I know some people say that, you know, when they were talking about their orders that they couldn't get a hold of him or whatever. I was in constant communication with him, you know, and so then when I got home, I said, listen, man, I got this one tracking number. It hasn't done anything in like 10 days. You know, what am I supposed to do here? And he says, all right, I'm going to put you in contact with Resin GK and you can ask him, you know, and because he's in charge of the shipping. Now, this is the first time I've heard the guy's name before, and when you go to the Sick Mansion Collectibles Collector Mansion website, there are a couple of links. One is for Collector Zone that will take you to their website. And then one is for Resin GK. That'll take you to his website. I didn't order through either one of those websites. I ordered through Collector Mansion. You know what I'm saying? So,
Billy, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did it bother you at all that he sent you to them instead of doing it himself?
So that was like the first thing I didn't like throughout the whole thing. I know shipping stuff happens, or whatever, retailers or whatever happens, but my whole thing was, well, I don't know a Resin GK. I didn't buy from Resin GK. Okay. And, you know, but I'm not one to get overexcited or whatever. I'm not going to go crazy. So
you just wanted your statue.
As collectors, you know, our thing is we want the statue.
Yeah, you want the statue.
But I reached out to this Resin GK. He does hit me back the same day. And he says, and I explained the whole situation. And he says, give me your tracking number. Gave him the tracking number. Guy never gets back to me. So then like 2 days go by. I contact Sick again, and I brought up what Jeff just said. I'm like, hey man, here's the thing. The guy's not getting back to me, but I don't know Resin GK. I didn't buy from Resin GK. I bought from you. Okay. I said, you were the one on YouTube who was, you know, saying how great this was. You were the one saying, you know, watching 40 something days when people start getting their stuff. You were the one that, you know, I trusted. I trusted Sick. Okay. I put my money on your website. And he was like, I know. And you know, we were always really good, you know? And he was like, what do you want to do? Do you want a refund or do you want me to try to figure this out? And again, as collectors, I'm like, all right, let's try to figure this out. You know, I was never really too concerned about the refund or whatever it was because, you know, I had good communication with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And, you know, I understand, and I don't, you know, I'm not looking at anybody a certain way who made a post if they had issues with their stuff.
Everybody's experience is different,
Everyone
probably,
is,
you know. Yeah.
and everyone handles their experience or what they're going through differently. Some people, you know, Gotham Cinebites decided to make a YouTube video, which was very informative, but he waited like 80 days. You know what I'm saying? And again, as a collector, watching that video, it kind of hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Because you could tell how bad he wanted the statue.
You feel for him because
You feel for him, you know,
yeah,
because
you feel
he wasn't so concerned about the money because he used a protected form of payment, but he really wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And you could hear the disappointment, you know, but he decided to make a video. Other people decided to make post, and you know, so I'm still kind of taking the more cerebral approach, and I'm trying to do the communication thing, you know, because once you decide to make a post, once you decide to go on YouTube, you know, if you have those platforms, that's it. The communication is done. Now you're doing this and you're at war. You know what I'm saying? Once you say, hey, I'm going to go and file a claim, the communication between you and that person is finished. So I was always taught you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So exercise some patience, hear this person out. Let's see what we can do here. You know what I'm saying? And that's even with Gotham Cinebites stuff that he put out and whatnot. And here's the thing. I didn't say anything, but I was going through the exact same thing that he did. Okay, I'm getting the runaround. I'm not getting straight answers. I got deferred to Resin GK. I got one tracking number. Everything that he was going through, I was going through verbatim, the same situation. Yeah. But I just was like, all right, you know, I'm just gonna work it differently. You know what I'm saying? So finally, like I said, sick, man, this guy is not getting back to me. This is stupid, you know? And it was almost a month into the process, you know? it was this guy. He must be.
I love it. I love it.
It was almost a month into the process. And I said, at this point, these things have not shipped. They have not left any warehouse. Okay, that's obvious. I've had a tracking number for almost 2 weeks that for one box that's done nothing. Okay. And finally, I'm just like, I'm ready to just say, hey, man, just give me a refund. And I'm still kind of like holding out on this thing, you know? And I think I asked Josh because his buddy Theodore ordered from them. And I said, Josh, can you ask Theodore how it went, what happened? And he said that Theodore canceled, got his money or whatever, but he never got the item, that he had some issues too. So I was like, all right, man, you know, and I said, sick, you know, this is not looking good. You know, it's obvious that they're not getting put on a plane. And by this time, I don't even want it shipped on a boat because I'm not going to wait another month. You know, I was like, I want a refund and that's it. And it hurt me to do that because I really wanted it, you know. And once you've already invested a month, and he was like, all right, I get it, you know, and I was refunded instantly, like right there, you know. And, you know, and that was the end of it. And since then, though, you know, me and him have been in communication, even though it's over and I've gotten my money back. I know from what he told me, there was like almost a dozen orders out of like 150 that got messed up. And he was like, listen, man, you know, just to tell you, you know, I'm in Florida, like, and he lives in Florida. This stuff is coming from overseas. Resin GK is, because I said, you know, why do I got to do with Resin? Like, I don't even know this guy, you know? Until this day, I don't even think many people know what he looks like. I thought he was Asian. Turns out he's Italian, you know? Yeah. No one knew anything about this guy. And the only thing I did hear was that the Flankster guy had ordered a bunch of stuff off of him, and he actually got it. So this was a guy who wasn't scamming out the gate. He was actually doing legit business and getting people their stuff and getting it to them fast, too. So, you know, I didn't hear anything but good things about him, you know? And as far as like, you know, like, I think this is a situation, like I said, you know, I can only speak for myself. My money was refunded with no hassle, no problems. I don't know what other people are going through, but I can tell you just from the communication I've had with Six since then, he is trying his best to get everyone squared away, you know. But again, you know, him being in Florida, and I said this, you know, him being in Florida and this guy Resin being wherever he is, and the stuff coming from Asia, you know, doesn't exonerate you from any responsibility, you know, because it says Collector Mansion or whatever on the website. You know, like, we bought from you. You do have to, you know, you do bear some responsibility on this whole thing. You may not be the one physically in the warehouse getting it out the door. And if that person or warehouse or whatever it is can't get it out the door, I get it, you know, but and what could you do? But at this point, we're your customers. You need to take care of us. And I'm just speaking for me. He did, and you know, I hope that everybody else is able to be taken care of as well. And but you know, I'm hearing like, oh yeah, he scammed everybody, or people think that he took their money. No, he didn't. You know, like this guy Resin, I mean, it's popping up all over the place now. He's the one that's not shipping it. He's the one that's, you know, kind of like doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's pretty much my story. Got my money back, and I hope everybody else who is been, from what I heard now, it's like maybe 4 orders that are left. I don't know that to be true, but that's what's kind of going on.
Well, the most important thing is people hopefully are getting their money back, and it sounds like Theodore got his back, and
Yep.
you got yours back, Billy. So that's 2 success stories in my book. I think that's great.
But you know the thing, Chris, just I didn't mean to cut you off. You know, the thing is, it's like and me and Eric being New York guys, you know, we know who Sick is. We don't know him personally like that, but we know, you know, he's loud, he's all this other stuff, and you know, but he seems like he's got a good heart, you know, and you know, but when you come out and announce your company and you kind of take shots at other retailers that have been doing it for years and have built up that equity with the community, you know, when it fails and it kind of goes sideways, you give people the open invitation to start saying, see, I told you, and start kind of bashing you if they already had an axe to grind with you from the beginning. You know, we see it all the time. We saw it with Chris when you had your situation. You know, we all know him personally. We love Chris. The community loves Chris. And then you had almost a whole hour and a half stream dedicated to saying, you see how bad this guy is? He's a scammer. He's a this, he's a that. You give people that invitation, sometimes with no real merit, to then dive on you. Let's wait till all the facts come out before we judge. I think everybody should have their opportunity to say their piece. And then if you want to judge after that, then that's fine.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with the website, I think there's always good intentions with anything starting up. You know, you want to provide a service, or you obviously, I think Sick is a businessman. I think he does, you know, like you said, he's got other businesses. He's tried different things over the years. And so I think obviously this was a business opportunity where he provided the kind of the face of the company, and then somebody else was the third party delivering. And I think you said it best, like really, you know, when you put your name on something,
you got to own it.
You know, you got to own it. And at least for the most part, again, I know maybe some people have had some negative experience. I don't know. Again, we saw a few on YouTube here or different posts, but again, I am optimistic that there have been at least a couple people that are getting their money back, which is great. I think to Sick's credit, I think that he did put the disclaimer on his website that they're not taking orders right now. Like they're not going to fulfill anything right now until they get it fixed. And you know, we don't know the whole story with Resin GK either. We don't know if his intentions were good, because again, he was legit for a very long time. People were getting product. And he was just acting as you know, a third party to get people their stuff. But maybe, you know, he got overwhelmed. Maybe, you know, with all the stuff with shipping, maybe everything caught up with him and then he couldn't deliver. You know, I don't know.
The only thing he said to me, Resin, was that there was an issue at the factory. You know, here's my thing. Eric is a business owner. I'm a business owner. You know, whatever business you're in, your lifeblood is your customers, you know, and sometimes you have to go above and beyond to make them happy. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm there and I'm having issues with a warehouse, I would go physically over there and start with the tape measure and tape. You know, I'll be slapping labels on and getting these things out the door because this is my business, you know, and it's my responsibility. You know, somebody had a responsibility. If the statues are in that warehouse, because that was it. But the warehouse is not shipping them. They're doing other things and they're not getting around to getting those out, you know, and it's like, it's your responsibility. People paid you. You need to get these things out the door. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of how it was. And, you know, I was talking about this with someone. And as far as like the Sick Mansion website, it's like you go to your local convenience store and you go in on a Tuesday and you say, hey, I'm having a party Saturday night. I need 10 cases of Bud Light. It's like, well, I don't have 10 cases, but pay for them now and I'll get it here by Friday. And come Friday when you get in there, oh, the distributor didn't send them. Am I supposed to hit up Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis or something and say, hey,
that's like with any company.
It's any company.
If I'm ordering a statue from Sideshow and I have an issue with my statue and they tell me to go contact China.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, so to say like, hey, well, that was my only issue with anything that happened was like, you know, hey, don't defer me to anybody else. I gave you my money. And once me and him got that straight, you know, I was just like, listen, I've been patient. I've been kind about the situation and I've been understanding, and it just doesn't look like it's going to happen here. It sucks because I really wanted it, but I need to be refunded. And he's like, hey, no problem. Boom, there's your money. And I said, listen, you know what? Stuff happens in everything, business, life, whatever it might be. I was like, you know, if you need me, whatever, just to even give my experience, then I have no problem doing that, you know? But I hope everyone who has been affected gets their stuff. And then I hope if it is resin, I'm not saying it is because we don't know still, but if it is, let's just say, you know, he needs to be weeded out and, you know, just another scammer, you know, and just hopefully everybody gets their money back and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing is, you know, we say to people all the time, do your due diligence, rely on people in the Facebook groups. And again, it is hard when that person had a good reputation for a long time. It is hard because if you trust them and then all of a sudden, well, then now you maybe can't. It's hard. But again, you know, if you do, but again, all of those are like third party people. So like if you go directly to the source, if you go to like a Sideshow or a Prime One, you know that you're going to get it directly from them. Mm-hmm. But oftentimes people go to third parties because they're trying to get stuff that's harder to get.
Right. And you have to remember too, Sideshow aside, and, you know, I guess Iron Studios, you know, these other places, any retailer that we deal with, the relationship started with a leap of faith on, you know, we have to trust that person, you know what I'm saying? We have to trust that retailer. You know, before I order from Todd, you know, yeah, you order through the website or whatever, and it's like, hey, I don't know this person or whatever, you know what it is, or if it's Secret Compass or Josh over at Comic Concepts, you know, you're still taking a risk. So yeah, you're going to use a protected form of payment, either your credit card or PayPal or something like that, you know, but, you know,
that was actually going to be my question. If he didn't say you didn't get your money, were you able to contact your bank or whatever credit card and try to?
There were a few ways. Well, here's the thing. By the time I ordered this statue, the website wasn't taking credit cards anymore. It wasn't taking PayPal. The only way to pay for it was through a firm. And you had to apply for that. I never used it before. You know, you had to apply for it. It was a quick little thing or whatever. And then you can pay, you know, link a bank or link a credit card and pay through there. It's a protected form of payment. You can dispute it if there's any problems, you know, but it was the only way to pay, you know, and when he refunded it, it went straight to that account, you know, because you have to build an account or whatever it is. It went straight to that account and that was it, you know, but
I'm curious to see what this whole story is going to play out to be, whether the guy that just made the initial post on Facebook saying, well, he's a scammer, maybe jumped the gun
or
something.
Sick?
Well, no, somebody else, one of the other collectors came out and was like, I'm tracking down the FBI. I'm tracking down the cops. We need to form a mob and
who was
get
he
everybody
about?
together.
Who was he talking about?
Just everybody that got, you know, supposedly didn't get their product.
Pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't getting their money back. Like, was that what forced him to refund everybody's money? That he felt threatened that everybody's going to come after him, or did something really happen at the factory, or just in general that he was eventually going to refund, but maybe, like I said, somebody jumped the gun and made a post on Facebook a little too quick saying he was a scammer?
Right, because I mean, I think any person who doesn't get their money back or feels like they can't get their money back or they have no recourse to do that, they panic and they start and they get angry.
You never got an explanation as to why, right? Like why did the product not come? Did
I get an
ever say like why? Yeah.
Yeah, the explanation was Resin's effing up and he's not shipping anything and that he's not even getting back to him. Like Sick was like, I'm reaching out to him, he's not getting back to me. And if he's not getting back to me, he's certainly not going to get back to you. And, all those, see, I took it like this. And I think this is the one thing, like Jeff just kind of, it hit him, I didn't buy from Resin. So why do I got to go through him? Why do I care what he's doing or whatever? All right, maybe I won't get it at this point, but it's like, hey, I should be refunded and I should be refunded by you, which he had no issues with. And like I said, he refunded it, and that's it. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, there were links on this Collector Mansion website. I don't know if some people might have clicked on the Resin GK link, and because that will take you to his website. And maybe some folks ordered from his website. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Sick doesn't have anything to do with that, and you have to try to track down this Resin guy. I have no idea, because I know it does bring you to a whole nother website, which was his site, where he had some good stuff on there too. So don't know.
The problem is this isn't the first time it's happened with, like I was telling you, with like these smaller retailers, these middlemen, to where they are trusted for like 5-10 years, and then one day one of them goes missing with everybody's money.
Yeah.
The first name that comes to mind was Muhammad. I used to buy a lot of XM statues with Muhammad. Get his last name, something that S, like Sadat or whatever his name was, and he was still responsive. He was like, "Yeah, you'll get your statue," and then like it slowly faded, like over a year or two, to where it was like he wasn't answering messages. Little by little, he just slowly faded and just disappeared with, I think, a lot of people's money.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, this thing, this is a lot of money. I mean, it's not like you're buying an action figure at Walmart. Like, these are thousands and thousands of dollars in product, thousands and thousands of dollars in shipping. So that is why it becomes a big deal. And, the Statue Doctor just said the dark side of collecting, and it really is. It is the dark side, and you just never know. It's like a crapshoot because, again, it could be legit one second, and then the next second, your money's gone.
But like I said, it all like I'm at a point now with I know we didn't say his name for a while, but with Todd, where I feel comfortable sending a unprotected form of payment if I have to. You know what I'm saying? Because he's built up that we've never heard of him. The only complaint about Todd is he takes forever to ship, and that's every retailer. I mean, we hear about the different things, containers, waiting for prices for shipping to go down, whatever it is. Who cares? I've never had an issue with him, and the thing is like. I still do. I want Sick Mansion Collectibles to succeed because ultimately it'll be one more place for us to go to get stuff, So yeah, I want him to succeed. And business sometimes, especially when you have multiple people doing their individual part, sometimes it just doesn't go right, But I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Well, and we could talk about this for hours, and at the end of the day, it'll all play out. We just, like Eric said, we need to give it a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And hopefully things will settle down. Hopefully things will be, and again, I don't know,
not too much time.
Well, not too much time. I mean, but if like over the next 3 months or so, yeah. But
what he was saying as of right now is his money is locked up. He can't like transfer large amount of funds all at once. That's why it's slowly being refunded. That was his response.
Okay. Well, again, time will say, but I am optimistic that 2 people in this panel right here got money back. So that's a good sign, and I hope that continues. And whether Sick continues on or not, I don't know. I'm sure people after this will be very leery, regardless, to order, from maybe a smaller retailer right now, because again, it is a little hairy at this moment. But again, time will tell. And, again, I just wish the best for everyone. I hope that, it gets cleared up. And again, I just hope people get their money back, because that's or their statue. I mean, again, like you said, Billy, that's all people really want is just the freaking statue they ordered.
Yeah,
and not any hassle to get it.
Yeah. Again, though, the guy in Kansas would have sold me his. I wouldn't have gone through all of that.
I know a guy that has one that you're looking for.
The other part of this that I wanted to just briefly do to show you guys, because I thought it was interesting, and I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. This is from Aunt Adams, and it says, domestic U.S. shipping update for pre-orders. Hello, PCS family. We are making adjustments to how we ship our collectibles to our customers in the U.S. for pre-orders. In the past, we have usually freighted our collectibles via ship through a forwarder and then rail truck the containers from the U.S. ports to our warehouse in the U.S. From this point, the collectibles are sent out via FedEx. We are seeing constant issues from the freight leg of increased prices, triple the usual, and Chad from Tweeterhead said the exact same thing. Delays at the port, customs, delays on the train schedule, and delays on the truck schedule. This all has come to a head with the delays on getting Candyman, Jordan, some other pieces that he mentions. All these products were supposed to be in the warehouse 8/15 and were delayed due to train delays. Typically, delivery times from factory to U.S. store is usually 50 days. Scheduling sea, train, truck, warehousing, FedEx. These freight delays are pushing it to 80 days plus increased costs that would increase your shipping costs more. So the factories are and the forwarders and the containers. Chad said these are all like COVID prices right now. Because of these issues, we started working on other solutions to get your collectibles to you sooner and keep the shipping prices down. We spent the last month researching and negotiating with multiple partners to find a better, faster, and cheaper way to get our collectibles in your hands from our warehouse to in overseas. As a result, we've increased our partnership with FedEx and a new logistics partner. Going forward, we will use these partnerships to ship pre-orders directly from our warehouse overseas. So basically, he's saying it's going to cut out all of the middlemen. The new delivery time will average 35 days instead of 50 to 80 days. Home delivery will still be handled by FedEx on the last leg of the trip. We will be using this new method for Egon first and the rest of our pre-orders going forward. So what does this mean to you? Still good shipping prices, quicker delivery from when the collectible is completed at the factory. Once final payment and shipping is paid, you will get your FedEx tracking so you can track your package. So, again, just shipping directly from the factory. What do you guys think about that? I mean, we see that from Sideshow. We see that from Prime One. Do you think this will be a good thing for PCS?
Worth trying.
Yep.
And it really cut the delivery time down quite a bit. I mean, from 35 days-ish, somewhere in there. And again, I would assume they'll do something similar where you probably get a tracking number, and then as soon as it hits the States, that tracking number will then transfer over to a live tracking number where you can actually track it.
Just got one.
Yeah. What'd you get it for?
Custom Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Arriving tomorrow.
Nice.
Yep.
But I appreciate Ant's transparency, and you could feel some of his frustrations. When we've had Chad on, he's been very frustrated with the pricing, because again, the problem is if all of these things are increased in price and everything is delayed, who eats that cost? Well, in the long run, we do, because prices are increased, and we wonder why all the prices continue to go up and all that stuff. Shipping goes up. Yeah, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes the companies are held over a barrel, and it's very frustrating across the board. No matter what we're talking about with this topic tonight, it's just frustrating when people are either not getting their product, or it's taking too long, or it's costing too much. Again, this is supposed to be a very fun hobby and a relaxing hobby, but at times with things like this, it gets very, very, very stressful. Anybody want to comment further on that?
I commend him for being upfront with his customers and his fans and just saying what's going on. I think more companies should do that. Just be like, this is what's going on. This is what I'm trying to do to resolve the issue. Please stand by and just give me a little bit of grace time. When you do that, we'll give you more grace time, because we're like, okay, he's being open and honest with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
People get information. It doesn't matter what it is. It it calms your nerves a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And as a company, it'll also, like Josh has said, it'll give you a little bit of a grace period, you know, where at least we got an explanation for something, you know, like at least you told us something, you know, and, you know, that, like, even like we just talked about the XM thing, they sent that whole thing in the beginning of the summer and stuff still hasn't shipped, you know? So then I think if you don't deliver within that time frame, then people get angry because then they feel like, well, you just bought yourself the time and nothing changed, you know? But information is always good.
Absolutely. And with that, I think we'll move on to our next topic because, again, we could talk about this for a long time. And Vengeance is tired of us talking about it. So we're going to move on to the next topic. And this is a little BSC therapy. See if you guys can help me with an issue. Help the BSC decide his next David Finch commission. So I have been talking to the guys a little bit and kind of picking their brain. So obviously I just spent a lot of money on David Finch, and I'm planning on spending a little bit more in New York. I know Billy, Eric. Billy, are you going to Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you know, I was going Friday to get to Finch early. Then he canceled.
Because of Chris.
Because
Yeah, he's on vacation.
this is like a blame Chris. He did so well a few weeks ago that he said, you know what, I could take this upcoming weekend off, and he canceled.
Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to bother. He's already gone out and bought 7 more goats.
Bought a lot of goats, and probably a
7
horse
more
too.
goats.
But yeah, he bought some goats.
Yeah, went out and bought some goats.
Yes,
so,
we are going. I don't know if we're going Friday or if we're going Saturday. Eric still hasn't told me, so it's keeping me in the dark.
It was really
Definitely
weird.
Saturday.
Yeah, well,
I said definitely Saturday. I'm waiting to hear back from Jim Lee's dude to see if he's going to be there Friday and all that stuff.
yeah, Eric might be getting a commission from Jim Lee. We're going to kind of wait and see. Hopefully that'll play out. But David was supposed to be there this weekend, and it's really weird because they did a pre-order, and so I pre-ordered another head sketch, but it was supposed to be this weekend, and then within 5 minutes, Jason sent me a message saying David just canceled. So they said that anything that they pre-booked or anything that they sold as a pre-sale for Baltimore, they were just going to move to New York. And so I am considering getting a larger commission from him. And so I wanted to pick your brain, not only about David Finch, but also a little bit about Lee Bermejo. So what I was thinking is, in my vision, what I kind of thought would be a cool 11 by 17 commission would be Batman and Commissioner Gordon. I thought that would be a kind of an awesome looking one. And so I have 2 different ideas, or, I could do something like this and just do a full villain, which again would be really cool. This is an excellent Bane that he did a couple months ago. I have a full size Man Bat, and maybe I don't even need one of these. I've got so many amazing head sketches. But the Commissioner Gordon idea I thought would be kind of a cool idea. So I have 2 different ideas, and I wanted to just ask your opinion on this, guy. So I really liked this one. I thought this Batman was really cool. And if I could say, hey, could you duplicate this exactly, and then have where Spider-Man is, have Gordon in the foreground with like the bat signal, maybe some smoke building up, with maybe his, his trench coat kind of flowing in the wind or something, and just kind of having this close-up shot of Batman flying over Gordon. So I really liked Batman's pose. I thought it looked really cool. I think it looked really good framed up too. Or to do something more like this, where I have like Batman kind of in the same pose in the foreground with Gordon standing behind him, the bat signal in the kind of that white space. And I don't know what David would all draw. I don't know if he would just draw some clouds or if he would draw any city behind it or what. But if I was going to do that, do you think I should just do the villain, or which one of these 2 ideas would you go for in terms of like blocking it out?
Why don't you do Batman and Talia?
Does 2 figures turn into a $6,000 commission, or does it still count as
that? I'm still trying to find out.
You might want
I don't know if 2 characters would do that. I know. That's what I need to find out. I did run the idea by Finch. I've been in talking to him a little bit about some of the head sketches, and so I don't know.
Also, where are you planning on putting this one? That'll help decide.
I thought if it turns out really good, I thought about putting it where my current Batman is in the middle.
I have a feeling.
What would you do with current Batman in the middle?
I don't know.
Sell to you.
I was going to say Eric has first claim to it.
Make me spend more money now.
Yeah, I know. But if anything, I've got the Man Bat off to the side, and I think putting Man Bat and Batman together, I think they would look really good.
Chris, I think you're missing out on some real estate. I'm looking at your cave, and I'm looking at the ceiling. You have tons of space on the ceiling.
on top on the actual roof. Yes, I do. Yeah,
on the ceiling.
There's like 30 lights up there.
Yeah, I know.
You should just have Finch come to your bat cave and do a mural on the ceiling.
Oh my gosh, that would be.
Oh,
Yeah, really care for that.
I'm gonna need to get a 7th or 8th job for that. I think.
Wait, now the both choices are becoming between. Now it's just Gordon, because originally you said, should I get Gordon or should I get Batman versus the villain?
Well, and that was another idea too. If I would go that route, he's done some really great. He's done a Batman versus Bane commission that's really great. But first of all, do you like the idea of the Gordon and Batman idea, or do you like the idea of a singular villain?
I like the Gordon and Batman more than the villain. You already have all the head sketches,
right?
So you should do a Gordon and Batman.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, I think
if it's going in the middle,
yeah.
All right. So if I do that, which would you like, more of the close-up look like this, or do you like kind of the distance?
The further for me, further.
You like this one better?
Yes.
I like the first one better.
I like your idea, Chris, with the bat signal. I think you go for an icon. If you think about what's the most iconic interaction, between Batman and Gordon, it's by the bat signal, right? Gordon shined the bat signal. He's called the Batman, and they're having.
I'm going to send you a picture real quick on there.
Chris, do you still have the Libra Mayhem one I sent you?
The picture?
Yeah, of Gordon and Batman with the bat signal.
Did you text me?
I did.
Because I actually have Gordon on one of my Alex Ross paintings, like right next to the bat signal, so it might help.
I got this one. It says "Sell me to Billy."
Oh yeah, hey,
that one right there.
Yeah, put that out like that. See that right there? Like, can you see that?
Yeah, that's cool.
I could kind of see this, like that first image you just showed, and then like have maybe just like the head of Gordon with the bat signal or something like that.
Like this. That's why I thought maybe like Gordon was looking up and he's smoking a cigarette or something, and the smoke's kind of billowing off, and then you have like where like Spider-Man's head is. You'd have the curve of the bat signal. Mm-hmm. I think that could fill up the page really nice. I just feel like I feel like this for some reason has more impact than this does.
Yes,
Chris, take a look at the Rogue's Messenger. I just sent you a photo.
Kind
of that got like Gordon looking off to the side at the bat signal.
Dan, which look do you like better? If you were going to do something like that, or would you do something completely different?
I think I like the one Batman flying in better. I agree with you in terms of impact of the image. I think I would go significantly smaller with Gordon and the bat signal, almost as though Batman is now he's had his conversation with Gordon and he's taking off, right? He's
thrown more perspective.
And so kind of a forced perspective thing. Maybe Gordon.
So you see the front of the building basically.
Up at him.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. I
like that too. I do like that. Okay. Well, again, I'm just trying to get ideas because again, it is a lot of money, and this is wrapping up my Finch stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even think.
Sure, it is, Chris. Sure, it is, Chris.
What Dan just said is a great idea, though. Dan, that's pretty awesome. Like,
thanks, brother.
You can actually make Gordon and the bat signal smaller, and make Batman bigger. Like he just kind of grappled out of there. Like you said, they had their conversation, and kind of just make them like it's from Batman's point of view. Like they're already like he's already left. You know what I'm saying? That is actually great.
Yeah. Okay, I'll run that by him. And like you said, Matt, is that really it? So again, there's a couple of them. Again, I've commissioned a Carmine Falcone with the scratches. I'm asking him to do it kind of in Tim Sale style with him smelling the rose. David and they were close with Tim Sale. All those Essential Sequential crew was, and so that's kind of what I wanted to do. And then he's also doing a Talon for me. So again, I don't know if I would go any further than that. There's other ones like Deathstroke I haven't done. There's like, you know, Calendar Man or Punchline. There's a few others that I haven't done. And I can't imagine going very much deeper than that if I do. My wife, it drives her crazy because where I have all of the stuff, because of the air conditioner, I have just two at the top. I've got Joker and Scarecrow. She really wants me to fill in that other space so it balances out.
You need another air conditioner.
And so that would give me, I had to put another air conditioner. But that would give me, I mean, really, that would give me at least 3 more spots.
So there you go. You're making excuses. So yeah,
I know.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track, Chris.
That's what we do, right? That's what we do.
Yes.
So the other one that I mentioned too is I had been talking to Lee Bermejo, and Lee Bermejo doesn't come to the United States very often. He lives in Paris, but he has added me to the list. He has agreed to do that for a long time, and he said I'm finally going to get to do that. And so I ran this by the guys earlier also. This is the one that I've liked for a really long time. I just love the imagery. I love that he's kind of toying with this bat. I think it's fun. And so I really would want something very, very similar. And I showed Lee, and, you know, Lee was fine with that. But then I came across this one this week, and I like this one as well. I don't collect color, but I do like the small touch of red on this, with the blood and the Joker scars. I think it's just really cool. And of course, Batman and Joker have always been my favorite, you know, combination, just the two of them, good versus evil, the duality. And I really like this one as well. So I just wanted to, again, go around real quick and pick your brains, which one you guys like between
Not
something
even
like
close.
this.
No, the other one is way better.
This one here.
The other one's way better.
Much better.
Like, especially with the red.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, again, like this is what I was all in for, but then I saw this. I was just like, it's.
Is that an original? Like, did he actually do that for somebody?
Yeah, it's a commission.
Oh my god,
That's insane.
that is insane. Oh,
So I'm going to ask him. I'm going to see if he'll do it. So I'll probably email him back this week and see. He wanted to do it as we got closer, but we are getting closer and closer to New York. And so again, I appreciate your guys' input, because again, I really I really struggle because it's a lot of money and I want it to be right. I want it, because that's the bad thing, and people don't always talk about it on, you know, forums and stuff when it comes to original art. But when you commission an artist, what do you do if you don't like it?
Yeah. Well, that's happened to me with Finch. Well, not that I didn't like it, but Finch kind of changed what I asked for. Just going back to Bermejo, I like the ones you have better than those two that you just showed.
Really?
With the portraits, yeah.
Well, my what I thought was I wanted to have Batman, Joker, and then the two of them together. If I do it like this, you know, I'd have like a little trio. So I don't know, and I really would like to get something from him direct.
That is true.
Where are you going to put those at? Where are you putting those?
He's gonna try something.
They are. My plan right now is to have them behind Batman Damned and Batman and the Bermejo Joker on this wall over here.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Do you think Finch has named a goat after you yet?
Say that again.
Do you think Finch has named a goat after you yet?
Imagine.
The jackass. That's his name. I don't know. I just know the cool thing is that that whenever I was asking him about this stuff, and because I did spend quite a bit, he made the amazing comment. He said, "The next one's on me," and so I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's nice.
That's
Chris the Batman statue.
Oh, that needs to be a T-shirt right there. Can you?
Can we make that? Yes. Just
we
goat saying
absolutely have to have a goat Bat BSC goat shirt. Yeah, Chris is the godfather of a whole herd of goats at this point. Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome, David Finch. Yes, yes, I know. But somebody said that they wonder if I have like the largest headshot collection of his ever.
Probably.
It's very possible.
Probably.
I've got 24 original pieces from him.
Yeah.
So, and
so.
more to come. So it's crazy.
Now, if you're going to get Calendar Man, then you have to get Condiment King. I mean,
Well,
if you're going to go that low.
The reason why I would even do Calendar Man is because he was pretty essential in the Long Halloween. You know, he played a big part of that. And I also thought about Victor Zsasz. I thought, you know, but again, like these characters, there's not maybe a ton of detail to them, but I really wanted to get Carmine because he's always been one of my. I always like the mob stories, which again, speaking of that, really quick. This is a very, very. This will be like a 2-minute topic, but they did announce Batman 2 stuff this week. That Penguin debuts with 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. So guys, if you are interested in that at all, it starts tomorrow on Max.
Oh, really? Tomorrow? Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait. And then it goes to like Saturdays or Sundays. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm really excited about that show. And then there's rumors too that continue to swirl around, being the fact that possibly the Court of Owls will be introduced in Matt Reeves Part 2. And also,
I don't think that's come from a reliable source, though, has it?
I don't know. I've seen it from multiple sources. To me, that is by far the easiest thing to plug in. Like, it fits Matt Reeves's universe so well. I just think it would be perfectly, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a main villain. It doesn't have to be Talon yet. It could just be this underground society, which I think would very much work. Again,
it's kind of where the first story was going, anyway.
Correct.
Well,
with the corruption of his dad and all that.
Yes.
Matt Reeves has came out and said it will be placed in winter, so it will be cold in Gotham.
Yes.
The
so
movie.
the Penguin show takes place like a day or two. Like, it's still flooded. Like, Gotham's still flooded.
It's 7 days after. It's 7 days after. Yep.
So it takes place basically in the fall, which then by the Batman 2 will lead into winter. And I don't think it's going to be like heavy snow. It'll probably be like Dark Knight Rises, where it had the snowfall and little bits of snow on the streets, which I love. I love Gotham in wintertime. Like, that's my all-time favorite. Like, speaking of Bermejo with the snow, whenever he does, like Noel, like, love the snow.
Mm-hmm.
But are you guys excited about the show? Like, are you going to be watching? I can't wait.
It's going to be great.
I think it's 4 episodes, and then you got to wait for the rest of them.
I can't remember. I think there's only 8 episodes total, though. Like, there's not a ton.
So I think they're releasing 4 at first, and then you got to wait.
And the other main character is Sophia Falcone, which is really cool. Because again, she was integral in The Long Halloween. She's played by the actress who is How I Met Your Mother. She was the one that was finally revealed to be the mom. And I think she's a really talented actress. So I'm really excited to see what they do. I think it's going to definitely have a Sopranos vibe to it, but probably even darker from what I'm getting. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. And also, this was big news this week also.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yep.
Long overdue.
And everybody was joking about it. It is interesting because if you guys remember correctly, we had a really good talk with Athena Finger about her wanting to get Bill Finger recognized with the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I didn't realize how much politics goes into getting one of those. And you have to pay for it. Like, you have to pay to get the star.
Yep.
So I don't know who's paying for that, but Jim Lee will be doing the presentation, which I thought was really cool.
I feel like one of you guys recommended. When we were talking to her, I think she was trying to get like a book or something put out, and then somebody said you should get like a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I can't remember if we did that, but I know that she was.
Somebody said that.
Yeah, she was really interested in making that happen. But I think you have to know a guy to know a guy to know a guy, that sort of thing.
Yeah. You gotta pay for it.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So. Anyway, that's the topics I have. Do you guys want to go ahead and look at photos?
Yeah,
Hell
I've
yeah!
got to get out of here, guys. I've got an early morning in the morning, but
you got it, Matt. Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. And we don't have a ton of photos tonight, so we'll go through these pretty quickly, I think.
Would you like to know the other 19 characters that have stars on the Walk of Fame rather than people?
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, Big Bird, Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, Kermit the Frog, Godzilla, Pee Wee Herman, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, the Munchkins, the Muppets, Winnie the Pooh, Rugrats, Shrek, The Simpsons, Snoopy, Snow White, Tinkerbell, and Woody Woodpecker.
Those are all absolutely iconic characters, but how the hell does Batman not get a star before Shrek does?
Right.
Or how do you choose some Disney characters over others?
Someone's got to pay for it.
Yeah, that too.
I guess so.
I heard you pay for it, and then you have to pay every year to maintain. the sidewalk.
Well, and we know that Warner Brothers isn't making any money these days, so I'm sure they had to scrap some pennies together. One angry black man says $75K for a star is crazy. So I guess that's the price. I guess. Yikes!
Wow.
So anyway,
maybe
that's
Jim
a lot
Lee's
of money.
paying for it.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see.
That, commission money.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, I thought that was cool that he's going to get a star. So that'll be neat to see Jim Lee talking about Batman. And again,
that's the thing. Jim Lee is going to be there Thursday, and then supposedly he's supposed to be in Baltimore on Friday. So hopefully he gets on his plane on time.
I bet he's got a private plane. I bet. Yeah,
not cancel.
I don't think he's flying commercial.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear about your weekend, Eric. I'm so excited. I hope it happens. So it'll be really.
I'm not.
Man, I don't
my
know.
standards are very low.
I know.
I don't feel like it's going to happen, but we'll see.
But you just never know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Low standards, high expectations.
Let's go into the old rogues folder here, and.
Well, maybe no. I think maybe we said somebody should have like a statue. That's what it was with Athena. We said he should have like a statue, like he does in Burbank.
Yeah, that would be cool. Can you guys see the
was.
photos? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the Jazz Inc. diorama. This was posted today, and I think it looks really good.
So what's the diorama of?
Well, this is a figure though. And so I don't think it's actually a diorama. I think that's just the name of the company. So I think that these are the figures that they're doing, the 6-scale figures that they've teased, but I feel like they've improved the head sculpt compared to what they originally teased. This is what I've wanted in statue form for a really long time, with her ripped mask with the hair coming through. Right. But I saw a lot of excitement about this one today. So if you're a 6-scale collector, I know that there was going to be multiple head portraits. So I think it looks pretty good.
It does.
It looks
Maybe
good.
she's on top of Batman.
Yeah, maybe. Or Fry and Max Shrek. It could be that too. Anyway, I just threw this up here because again, I wanted to show everybody the commissions. And you guys have a favorite of the new bunch?
Professor Pig.
Professor Pig for you.
Mad Hatter for me, because I actually wanted a Mad Hatter and it came out good.
Mad Hatter for me as well.
Mad Hatter for me as well.
Yeah, that's my favorite of the bunch. I really like.
I do like Pig too, though.
Yeah, Pig is great. I really like Batman Who Laughs. I think the line work is crazy.
Hush is good also.
Riddler. Yeah, but anyway, exciting to have those added to the collection. We talked about this earlier today with the Batman sales. So again, if you're wanting hopefully a deal, especially like Jeff said, like what was it? What'd you say? $6 shipping?
$6 shipping for the Linda Carter Wonder Woman.
That's pretty unbelievable.
That's to California.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So anyway, it's on the Prime One website if you're interested. These are some photos from PCS. We talked about them earlier. I am excited because PCS does have a booth at New York Comic Con. It's going to be ran by Aunt Adams. Also, Collector Zone. Marcos is going to be there helping to run the booth as well. And so,
what's his face? Charles' booth is right next to them.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that'll be great.
That'll be a fun section.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do some booth tours, and we'll hang out at the booth. We've also had some booths reach out to me saying that we could use their booth space for our meetup. So we'll make that announcement as we get closer, as we finalize details, but still a month away, so we'll see. But anyway, this is from Underworld Evolution. What, Jeff? Sorry?
They need to reveal their Salina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're getting all these other characters from the movie, but not the lead.
Do you think they're tweaking the likeness?
Say again?
Do you think they're tweaking the likeness?
Oh, well, I assume so, or maybe they're waiting for approvals from the actor, from Kate Beckinsale. I don't know.
Yeah, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I love these movies. They were so much fun.
Me too.
Yep.
Does it look accurate to you in terms of sculpt? Like I'm not familiar with the character.
The lighting is weird. So
yeah,
he's very white in these scenes. So that's probably the closest right there in that light.
Were they very like CG in the movie?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was like CGI wasn't what it was.
Yeah, old school CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
But it looks cool to me.
Does look cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
So he's supposed to go right under the wing of, I can't remember the vampire's name. Marcus. Yeah, he's supposed to go right under the wing with that gap. So I think it's going to look really good.
That's why he's so low.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here is getting ready to ship. We had an email from Prime One. I'm getting this. I can't remember if any of you guys are. I'm going to take the silence as no.
Nah. Does anybody else think it looks more like Kilmer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still think it looks like Keaton. I don't know. Some people have thought maybe the jawline was a little bit different.
Well, you know what? I think people are frustrated because in the prototype, the cowl under his chin is flush against his chin, but in the production photo, there's a gap. That looks kind of weird.
Yeah, I can see that. I wonder if maybe they just don't have it pulled up on his face enough. Like, I don't know. You would think that'd all be one solid piece.
You would think. Yeah. See, there's that gap down there beneath his chin.
Yeah, it needs. It's like it needed to be more flush and flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I still think it's got the Keaton lips.
Looks good.
But I'm still excited to get it. I think it's going to be a fun piece. And to finally have a third scale Keaton. So we'll see. But that should start shipping soon. Finally. We talked about this earlier. It's still not up on the Prime One website. But what did you guys think of the two different versions? I was really surprised that they did two different versions, whereas Superman only had one. But what do you think of the exclusive George Jimenez portrait?
So I am getting this, but I'm not excited about this portrait. It's probably my least favorite. I'm more upset that the or the original one didn't come with the grapple gun or the batarang. So I had to buy this one at more to get the batarang and grapple gun. I'm not really crazy about this portrait at all.
I think the sculpt looks good, but I think I would have preferred, if I was picking this up, if they would have just stuck with the half of the head wrapped in bandages, because the full head wrap doesn't make too much sense. Other than, like I was saying in the group, I would display it if I had just the bust. This way it kind of looks like Hush, because I don't see like a Hush face on the Batman's figure. It doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
Did you think it was weird that they did a Jimenez portrait?
Yes.
Well, somebody posted and said, well, no, it's Jimenez's Hush. Jimenez never worked on Hush. The example that went up was like from a few weeks ago, and I had to look it up just to make sure. And it was
right
scene
here
from where, it's Batman. He's in a prison, and he has a bandage on his arm, and he's going to interrogate a thug in one of the jail cells because he's also in jail. And he takes the bandage off his arm, whatever, it wraps around his head real quick. Has nothing to do with Hush whatsoever.
Yeah, so I mean, again,
it looks like it looks a little bit like Hush,
but it's, I don't know if they just didn't know what the reference material was from.
It's where the first one was based off of the the artwork on the cover of Jim Lee, where it was a half wrapped around.
But I mean, this is clearly Jimenez inspired. I mean, it's exactly the same, even to the beard stubble that they've sculpted in. But I thought it was weird choice.
Doesn't make sense. I would buy the bust if they offered the bust like that and just display it as a bust and say, hey, it's Hush.
Well, congratulations, Josh. I think you're going to like it.
Oh, I'm excited about it for sure.
This one I went up for pre-order at Sideshow. This is the Succubus variant. Did this one get purchased in the Sanctuary, Jeff Delaney?
Not yet. There's been an awful lot of talk about this. I think we're probably the last statue streamer not talking about this variant. There's a week left on the 2-week timed pre-order for this thing. I'm thinking about it, but I haven't decided. I think maybe I like the first one better.
So it sounds like we have the final influence.
That's right, we do.
For some reason, this one is $10 more. The problem with this one is that since it's a time pre-order, I can't wait for it to be in stock and use my educator discount. Yep. I mean, for the white one, the original one, you get it's like $100 off. if you wait. And
Makes a big difference.
Yeah. So,
Can't go wrong with the other one.
Purchase the first one.
I think I like the first one better myself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I mentioned that sometimes I feel like when statues are painted like one color, I feel like sometimes you lose some of the muscle definition, like you lose a little bit of the detail.
Right.
Not always, but I feel like that sometimes happens.
You know what I like about the original is that she's a succubus, but she looks like she's completely absent of any blood in her body.
Yeah.
And so she's getting those drops there's drops coming up from the base. There's drops coming down from the skull. It's pretty cool.
That's a cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Tells a good story.
It does.
So everyone's been talking about how they're releasing this. Is that something we should talk about, or has it been done to death?
Go for it.
I haven't heard.
Well, I mean, it's going to be frustrating for some people because they may have pre-ordered the first one, and now this one comes along, and it's a 2-week thing. So there's FOMO involved, and reports are that if you contact Sideshow and ask to cancel the first one to order this one, you say they say no. But then if you ask to speak to a manager, then they'll do it for you. So you kind of have to jump through hoops with Sideshow to get your NRD refunded if you want to get this red one. And there's been a lot of talk on other channels about, is this a fair business practice? Is Sideshow screwing us? Blah, 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 blah.
They're not doing anything that no one else has done.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's done it. It's like, yes, it would be nice if they said, hey, we got these 2 versions coming out from day one, but they don't always do that. They do it based on sales or, what they think will maybe sell in the future. They're a business. Period.
Okay, we just did it with the Hulk. We gave you 3 different color Hulks. Now
exactly.
We're just gonna
Four.
4. Yeah, I was gonna say 4 if that other one ever comes out.
Yeah, maybe for Spectacular. But I think with Sideshow, there's good and bad. I think creatively they've had the best year of any company.
I think they've been fantastic this year, and with their creative freedom that they've had, it's been fantastic.
They're keeping prices down, but yeah, they're in business to make money, so they're going to screw with us sometimes with situations like this, and I'm just going to accept that and deal with it as it comes. I hear some people say, we can only vote with our money, but the fact of the matter is, not enough people vote with their money. If they see something they want, they're going to buy it. They're not correct. Not enough people are going to make some kind of moral stand against Sideshow. So,
well, let me ask you this, because I'm familiar with the succubus character, but does the character actually have a certain color that one would be wrong over the other?
Well,
no, right? I'm thinking.
I mean, she's a mythical character, so she's probably been portrayed in different ways.
So it's not like they're kind of like bamboozling you, like, haha, we switched it up last second. This is how she's really supposed to look. I think you can't go wrong with the other one.
I think that's true.
This one right here is from McFarlane, and this is a resin statue. I absolutely love this. I think it's so fun. This is a Neil Adams classic Joker cover. The problem is it's only 10 scale, which kills me. Like if this was a 3rd scale statue, I'd buy it in a second. I love it.
Or quarter.
Yeah, a quarter would be amazing too. But do you guys like this one?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, cool.
Come on,
yeah, that's really cool. But 10th scale, this thing's going to be tiny.
I know,
tiny
10 scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
desktop.
I love it so much. It's so perfect.
What happened to your bookcase? Bookcase piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to paint it black and white, I guess.
At 10 scale, really not going to be much more than like a Christmas ornament.
Yeah, it's going to be very tiny.
Put it on your tree.
There you go.
That was funny. I used to do that back in the day. I would take like the plastic, like the little Funko dudes, and then just stick a keyhole, like the eye, whatever eye screw in it, and then just hang it on the tray.
Mm-hmm. These are some in-hand photos for the Prime 1 piece here. This was a quarter scale piece.
Wow.
That's super cool.
She looks great.
I was gonna say, I think she turned out really nice.
Well, even the chair came out really nice.
It's got the blood stains on the chair and on the rug.
Blood on the carpet.
These are not like the greatest photos in the world, but they're. I mean, you can look at the detail on the texture on her skin. I think that looks good.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of in shadow here, but it still looks great to me. So that's clearly starting to ship overseas. This one went up for pre-order since our last show. Again, we had a delay a week because I had conferences last week. But this is the Iron Studios. Finally went up for pre-order. This is the quarter scale. Did anybody end up ordering this one, or are you guys waiting for the Prime 1?
I would buy this over the Prime 1. I don't really like the Prime 1, but I have a different Alex Ross piece on order.
I have the same one that he has on order, that Eric has.
Yep.
I do like this one. I saw it at 2 different shows. It doesn't really have much texture on the suit. It's pretty smooth. But
does it look cheap and plasticky then?
It does. It look a little cheap and plasticky, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That's what I wondered. And that's the problem is, like, I love the texture on the cape. I think it does. The sculpt looks good. I think the likeness looks good to an Alex Ross portrait. But yeah, there's been a lot of people that have commented about the suit.
Same with the Superman.
Dan, is this one that you would get?
No, for all the reasons you just talked about.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
And there's a Wonder Woman coming.
Okay, Wonder Woman's coming as well. Okay.
Yep.
These are some other ones that were just released this last week. I thought this Supergirl one was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Had a really nice sculpt to her. This is again 10 scale. These all went up for pre-order, I believe, last week or the week prior. Tall piece, which would be nice.
This looks like an art germ piece for some reason.
Yeah, I'm sure it's maybe inspired by his work. Definitely has that feel to it.
Yep.
They also had Gambit and Wolverine from the animated series.
This was a really cool scene in the first episode.
That's cool. Really captures the feel of the animation.
Mm-hmm.
These were fun. I saw these at D23, and they're all really nice.
It's cool.
What's going on with this claws?
Not familiar with I think they're scraping against something.
No, that's he takes Gambit's powers.
So Gambit, his power is energizing stuff. So he's energizing Wolverine's claws by touching his shoulder right there.
Yep.
And then he's about to go kill Master Mold. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it. Sorry.
That's cool.
That's cool. I know.
Jubilee also thought this one was fun.
The sparks are really cool how they did that. That really captures everything with the X in the middle.
It's cool. And that one comes with an extra head.
That's a classic right there.
This one looked, I thought, really good. This one was a quarter scale.
It's cool. People complain about the base. They don't think the base makes a lot of sense.
The force perspective. It's not really force perspective.
No.
Well, just the locations they chose are like, well, why is that being represented?
Yeah, why not Mustafar?
Yeah. So, but the figure itself is really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like the portrait. I think they did a nice job with that.
And there's 2.
And you have the kind of the cloaked look. So
there you go.
I think that'll be a fun one from Iron Studios. I think again, I could definitely understand people's concern about the base.
That Secret Sanctuary guy did a video on this piece at D23.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. So you're saying there's a video on his channel that you could check out?
On the Secret Sanctuary YouTube channel, there's a video about that.
That guy has a YouTube channel?
Can you believe that guy?
Whoa, that's incredible. It's awesome.
Anybody can have one these days.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he always looks at the box last.
I'm also starting a company. You can order statues from me now.
Nice.
Well, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that.
Do you have a Batman Triumphant on your website? I know somebody.
Yeah.
That
I know a guy.
Out there.
Yeah, I know a guy.
He's on the West Coast. Shipping will be expensive.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This one's from Iron Studios too. I thought they've been doing a really good job with the Disney stuff, and this one's really good. The very similar poses to what's at Hollywood Studios.
Is Woody that much bigger than him?
Yeah.
But I thought this was a fun one. Looked good.
Do the turn it around the end? The blocks spell out Andy.
Andy.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a nice touch.
I like
or
that.
Danny.
And it's his bed, like his bed sheets and his comforter.
Oh, they're on the bed. All right, that's cool.
Yeah. I thought they did a nice job with it.
It's actually 3 characters. You have the soldier. At the
Yeah, the
bottom.
soldier up front.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
That's
But
cool.
I've been really impressed with their Disney stuff that they've been putting out.
The Fantasia piece is unbelievable.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That is insane. Love it.
New Turtles one. Look at the texture on his skin. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's probably too much. I don't even think the original suits had texture on them.
I think they did because they were all that latex or that.
Is this
Yeah,
from the
that
1990 movie?
They had
I
more
think
dark spots on them than this texture.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't know if it's from the. It looks like the original movie to me, but I'm not sure.
It's
That's how it
from
looks
the
to me, yeah.
original
There's
movie.
been so many different ones over the years. I just thought the texture looked cool.
I mean, it looks good. Yeah, I just don't know if people are like, oh, that's not movie accurate.
Yeah,
It's
and,
not
and again,
movie
it's 10
accurate, but
scale.
good.
Yeah, it's 10 scale.
Oh wow,
So,
look at that.
so they're doing the whole lineup.
This 110.
1/10, yeah.
Nice.
They have a new Skeletor too, which I thought looked pretty cool.
It is
man,
cool.
That is awesome.
Again at 1/10.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
pretty creepy.
Jesus, is there any license that Iron Studios doesn't have?
And nope,
Wow,
they are the
that's
Funko
everything.
Pop company of the statue collecting community. They
unbelievable.
have every license, it seems like. But looked cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at that. It's fun.
That- Snake Mountain base.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yep.
This one went up for pre-order also, and is already shipped, which is great. So this is the 17th version that they've done of this character, of this particular statue. I mean, it feels like they've done a lot, but yeah, they still haven't even released the one they teased. Which one was that? The
Gamma.
yeah, the Gamma. Thank you.
Gamma Smash.
Yeah,
Gamma Smash.
I thought this one turned out really nice
Yep.
from what I've seen in hand. And here's some in-hand photos here from a fellow collector. Oh, that looks really good together. Everything.
That was cool.
It's a crazy piece. Daniel Bell right there.
It looks good with. Oh, that's
I
a
like
great picture. I
That's
love
my
it.
favorite. That's my favorite.
I
right
saw
there.
this. I'm like,
Yeah,
this
that
is
is
so
great.
good.
I love that.
So good. And I was like, is that really a quarter scale Logan? They're like, yep, that's the one I love.
it is,
That
yeah.
Sideshow did.
Kind of like looks like Logan's just screaming at his crotch though.
Yeah. Hashtag jealousy is what that is.
So this hook looks really good with the recent Cap and Thor.
Yeah, because they're real
They're all
motiony.
launching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that Harley Quinn from JND.
Who's that?
Yeah, I do see Margot a little bit more in certain angles. I still don't see, like, some people swore it looked exactly like her. I still don't see Margot 100%, but I do think the figure itself looks nice. I still feel like it's very high. I don't know if this one sold out. I'm assuming it did, but yeah. We talked about that a little bit on the last show, but there's more photos now. I did kind of like how her toes were kind of up in the air. I thought that was kind of neat, like just little detail like that.
Well, for 4,000.
Overall, I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, for $4,000 or whatever it is. Yeah,
Not for 4,000.
but I can see Margot there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and you see the shine. You can see it, silicone shine.
Take out the baby.
Dan,
powder.
how many of these did you order?
I'm only going with 3, Chris.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm only going with 3.
That's not bad.
But does it come in the Barbie box that it should?
Yes, it does. Did you see all the Barbies they revealed today? They have Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and
Yeah.
Catwoman.
It should come in a box like that. This way it doesn't get dust on it.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. This also went up for pre-order since we had our last show. I've got the prototype still behind me. I'm getting ready to send that back to Chad this week. I'm just waiting for him to send labels. So Chad, I'm waiting if you're ready. But I love this Catwoman. I think she's one of the coolest Catwomans I've seen in a long time. I can't wait to own her in quarter scale.
Yep.
Just
I agree.
very, very exciting.
It's great.
Do you guys have a favorite portrait?
Goggles up.
I think I agree.
It's really grown on me too. I really like the goggles down, but I think the goggles up is a.
And I'm just so
first-
mad it's not in 1/4.
Oh, you don't get that one?
No, you don't get that
Oh.
one 1/4. It's a 1/6 exclusive.
Right now, only with
like-
the 1/6.
I like the classic of the last one. I usually like the goggles down, but I feel like the goggles down look a little too bug-eyed on that one when it's down.
They're a little big. I mean, they are large goggles.
Yeah.
But Man, the pose is great. I just think they really nailed this one.
Yep.
And it's cool that and here again are photos from the prototype.
The goggles look better in your photo.
Thanks. But I think she's awesome. So she's up for pre-order right now at Sideshow and also Tweeterhead, depending on which version you want. She's awesome. A new Harley from McFarlane Toys. I thought this one was a lot of fun. And it's based on a cover. Right there.
From what?
Harley Quinn 16.
She doesn't rollerblade anymore. Now she's skateboarding.
Skateboarding on top of Joker's face.
I do like the skateboard with the ivy on the bottom of it. It looks cool.
Oops. It's fun. This one went up for pre-order this week, or actually last week. We have Homelander this week. But if you are a quarter scale collector and really like Blitzway and like the boys, definitely one of my favorite shows in a really long time. I love this show. And I think they did a really nice job with the likeness on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks good.
I like the sunglasses portrait.
It's funny because, like, you know, I don't collect outside of Batman, but this is the first couple of statues where I've really thought about getting these.
I think the Homelander's even better.
Yeah.
As far as likeness.
And we'll get to those photos here in just a second, but I do think that looks really good.
That's good.
I don't fully see it.
This is a company called Damn Toys, and this is a life-size Marilyn Monroe bust.
Oh, wow.
That's out. That's up for pre-order, and I thought this was really cool. Something a little different.
Huh.
But I thought the likeness looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I can just find that $4,000. It's in one of my pockets.
Yeah, sure. I'll just sell a couple Finch pieces, and we'll be able to order this. But they're doing her in life size, which again, in silicone. I thought that was really nice. And then they're also doing a third scale, which I don't think looks as good face wise, but same company. Very iconic.
Diamonds are a girl's phone.
That's right. Moving on, we have a couple of hot toys that are coming out. This one's the Beetlejuice, and I made a video on this. And I just feel like the likeness is not there for me at all. But hell of a great movie.
Yeah.
Did you guys all see it?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, get on it, Dan.
I know.
Yeah,
Maybe this weekend.
You'll like it. It's really good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I love the first one.
You know what? I'm going to lose some friends, but I watched the first one the day I saw the sequel, and I like the sequel better.
Really?
I thought the sequel was a lot of fun too. Yeah, my wife said the same thing. She's like, I like the first one. Like, why can't you like both of them?
The stakes are so low in the first one. They're just trying to scare some humans out of some people out of their house.
Yep.
Whereas in the sequel, there's like a life and death element to it, and there's some really funny stuff in it.
There is. There's a lot of really good stuff going on with it, and I think they did a really nice job.
I feel like it's more fast paced. It's like I feel like it was one of those movies I could watch over and over. Like, not that I wouldn't watch the first one over and over again. I watched that one a million times, but I feel like the second one would be like definitely watch it over and over again.
And major Batman Returns nod, which was fantastic.
So where was that? I missed it completely.
Dan did not see the movie.
Spoilers.
Dan did not see the movie.
Okay.
Oh, how do we make it so Dan can't hear this?
Tell me
But
later.
I feel like I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
Tell me later.
Darkseid apparently is going to be shipping Catwoman and also Terminator. I don't know when that'll happen, but they have some factory photos.
I think they're sending me one of these to review.
That's pretty awesome. Again, I'm supposed to be getting a Catwoman as well, so we'll see.
I think you know what's cool about this? They're giving us a fully sculpted, clean version, while Prime One's giving us a mixed media battle damage version. So
That's
they're
true.
very different, and different collectors want different things.
That's right. I mean, again, art is always in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
I saw this picture this week. I thought it was cool because I feel like these are two of the best Gotham by Gaslight statues out there. The smaller ones, the Prime One 5th scale, and then the quarter scale by Sideshow. I think the Sideshow one blows it away though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I still like the other one too, though.
It's it's still fantastic. I've thought about buying it 100 times because I love the smoke, and again, it's very true to the comic. But the Sideshow one, man, I love it so much. This I thought was an interesting kind of money grab this week from Hot Toys. They've done these Arkham Knight pieces. I mean, how long ago did Arkham Knight come out? And they're doing these color variants. So I thought that was interesting. This is Batgirl with a purple and gold. You guys feel it's a little cash grabby?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they'll sell them.
This
sell
far
them.
after it's
Yeah,
been released, though.
Yeah, they'll sell them, and then also they have the the Golden Batsy Award for black and gold.
Yeah. No way.
It's kind of cool. It looks like Firefly to me. Doesn't he kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his wings out like that, that's
Yeah.
definitely.
I just saw that. I'm like, that's Firefly. Yeah.
Mm.
That was another one I was kind of like iffy on the Finch commission list. Firefly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
I don't really like the way he looks like in the comics, though. I liked him in Arkham. This is Matt's who left us just a bit ago, but these are his new photos of his Joker. So congratulations. I think he got his hair to look really good.
I liked her in Gotham. There was a girl.
So cool. Great piece if you ever have a chance to own this thing. Saw this was being shipped by Mondo. I love this.
Theodore just got that in hand this week.
Oh,
and it's
beautiful.
It's awesome.
Beautiful print. I love
What
how
size is
classic it looks. What?
What size was that?
I don't know. It looks pretty large.
I think I'm not
18 by 24.
something like that, or I don't
So-
think it's 24 by 36. I don't think it's that big.
I don't think it's that
There.
big either.
No.
Maybe 16 by 20, maybe.
It's nice.
I don't know.
Theodore, if you're still watching, tell us the size in the chat.
Yeah, like Jeff was saying, this one's good.
Yeah, Jeff liked this one.
Good.
Me too. That's good.
I think it looks really good. I think that the other portrait is even better. I feel like this one could be a little bit better to me, but I still
I
feel like it
totally
looks
see it
good.
there.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm looking at like a photograph of him when I see this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks really good. And then they have this will give you an idea too of the size. Again, it's quarter scale, but I really like the smiling portrait.
Yeah.
I think that to me that looks even more like him.
They look cool side by side.
They really do. I doubt they'll go any further than these two, but I love this show. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm still in season 3.
Oh, you need to get on it.
I'm loving it so far. We
Yeah,
just started. We already binged it up to season 3.
That's the thing is it's a show that that makes you want to binge.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. Then last picture I have here is from Beast Kingdom. They're going to do some figures as well. This is kind of their tease of the iconic poster from Batman Returns, which I thought was really great. Speaking of Batman Returns, so my son is sitting down yesterday. He's sitting at the dinner table and he goes, "Dad, I think my least favorite Batman. I think I know my least favorite Batman movie." And he said He said Batman Begins, and I said, it's like Batman Begins is fantastic. It's like it's got the Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul. It's like you really need to give it another chance. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean Batman Begins." He said, "I meant Batman Returns." And I'm like, that's my favorite Batman movie. Like, how do you hate that one? How is that one your least favorite?
Is that the one where his name comes from?
What,
Joker?
Ledger?
Yeah.
No, that's
Dark.
that's the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Oh, which one were you saying?
Batman Returns is the Danny DeVito.
Oh, the first
yeah.
one. All right.
Yeah,
They meant the,
92.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, like my heart sunk in my chest a little bit that day, but yeah, so a lot of good stuff coming out. Obviously, again, it's kind of slow. I just did a video it might already be up for members. I can't remember, but talking a little bit about how few statue wise there is for the Batsies compared to last year. There were so many more statues available that came out last year compared to this year. It's shocking, which actually is going to make it a lot easier to choose who you want to win this year. But man, it's crazy the difference in terms of statues. So the Batsies are definitely coming. They're going to be probably at the beginning of the new year, and so we'll be doing more announcements as we get closer to that. But yeah, anything else going on with you guys? Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the show tonight?
I don't think so.
Looking forward to Joker 2 coming out soon.
Yeah, Joker 2. That'll be around the time of New York Comic Con, which will be, maybe we'll get to see Joaquin or somebody at New York. That'd be pretty neat to make a surprise. That'd be pretty cool. But
Chris, you stay up late and watch Penguin so that you can give us a review tomorrow. You'd be one of the first.
That's right. I would be. I don't know if I can, man. I'm already exhausted as it is. It's been a long day for the BSC today.
So would it be midnight for me too?
Yeah. I would think maybe a little earlier for you. I don't know. Does that go up 12 o'clock? Probably Eastern, maybe.
You need a
12 a.m. Eastern.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm so excited. I hope it's good. And they said they range anywhere from like 40 to 60 to 105 minutes or something, or I think 65 minutes somewhere in there. Nice. Every episode, so it'll be a good chunk of time for each episode. So hopefully a lot of good stories.
Lately, have you guys ever watched A Discovery of Witches?
No,
but sounds interesting.
I'm happy with season 2. It was an AMC show. It's on Netflix now, and it's kind of something you can watch with your wife too, because it's a romance. It's kind of a romance between a vampire and a witch, but it's just really well written, and they put a lot of money into it, so the effects are really good and it's well written, and it's worth your time if you need something to watch.
And what was it called?
A Discovery of Witches.
And what's it on?
It's on Netflix now.
On Netflix, okay.
Basically a world where vampires, witches, and demons exist among us.
Mm-hmm. And it is a series?
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
3 seasons, I think.
That's
Jeff,
cool.
are you excited for Agatha all along?
I'm going to give it a try. I think it's today. There's 2 episodes available.
Oh, is it today?
I think so.
Have not heard great things yet.
That's a shame.
I'll give it a shot because we like WandaVision so much. So.
Well, this is supposed to be the second of a trilogy in shows. And then like Vision Quest is going to be the third, and it's supposed to wrap all of them up together.
That's cool.
So,
I'll watch anything with Aubrey Plaza.
Yes, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's amazing.
Yep. So yeah, some good stuff coming out in the fall, which is kind of exciting for sure. And what else was I going to say? I guess I don't know what we'll do for our next show. I don't know if we're due for another auction. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll see.
Oh, speaking of auction,
yeah,
I'm selling 2 pieces.
Okay. Oh, what are you selling?
I'm going to sell Wonder Woman, and I'm going to sell Zatanna.
Wow.
Well, anyone's interested, hit me up. Work out a good.
I know somebody looking for a Zatanna like that.
I was going to say that's the version I wanted too, isn't it?
Oh, is that the one you want?
No, that's the one I wanted without the big base.
There it is.
You can buy this one and then buy Nightwing back.
There you go.
So
here's what you do: you buy the Zatanna, and then you sell me the Triumphant, and then you put the Zatanna where the Triumphant was.
Everybody's happy.
And then I sell everything behind me and just buy more Finch pieces. So that's what I'll. Oh Lord, I need help. Anyway, years ago, for sure.
Does anybody have $100,000 just to buy Chris out right now?
Yeah, sure. That's another video I did. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Please hit the like button on your way out if you would do that. That helps us out tremendously. Subscribe to all of the channels, Secret Sanctuary, and also All Things Art. That would be very helpful. And again, announced New York within a month. We're going to have tons and tons of footage. I don't know if we'll live stream and maybe do a Rogues from there or something. We'll have a lot of fun, but I'm really looking forward to that trip, and I'm really looking forward to MegaCon as well. More than anything, just to hang out with my friends. That's the best part of it all. So can't wait to do that. Again, thank you guys very much. Yes, Billy?
MegaCon, what's going to go down if the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That's a distinct possibility, and we've already discussed that a little bit. So I'm kind of looking at the plans and seeing what we can do. But I definitely want to talk to you guys.
So you're gonna be watching the game on your phone on the roller coaster,
right? Yeah, and I did want to talk to you guys about that Friday night, I believe, that Universal's having that private party at Universal, which would be a big Diehl to go to, which would be really cool. Very low wait
That'd
times.
be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That would completely free up Sunday, and then we would have nothing to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we wanted to kind of do that and just kind of play it by ear, we can plan things, but then
and then we could go to like watch the
asterisk.
Super Bowl at like, you know, just spend like a Super Bowl day somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun too. So we'll play it by ear. We're only 2 games in, and the Chiefs have won 2, so we'll see. We got a long season to go still. But anyway, yeah, we'll keep everybody posted about all of that stuff.
Chris,
You guys hang tight for a second after the show because I've got something to tell you also. So
Chris, I got a factoid for you. It's a Disney factoid.
Ooh, is this like a trivia for me?
Well, it's just fun information.
Okay, all right.
So the rafts to go to Tom Sawyer Island
Yes.
and the boats for, is it called Storybook, where you go through and all the miniatures?
Yes.
Yeah. Those boats and the rafts were all built about a mile from where I'm sitting right now.
That is awesome. And I bet you anything they were designed by Bob Gurr.
Probably. I'd have to look it up. The thing I read did have the names, but yeah.
That's really neat. That's really cool.
Did
and
you
I bet
know
they're
that
the boats that have been there for a really long time too?
Yeah.
Did you know that the Disney in Florida, all of the water, even the water that runs through the rides and the rivers for the boats outside the park, are all connected? It's all one water system. I learned that on the History Channel.
They are, and it rises. I mean, they can drain it and put it back together. It's pretty amazing. That'll all have to change though if they actually change Tom Sawyer Island like they're talking about, and basically paving in where the rivers of America are. So it'll be real interesting. And actually, all of their plans got denied by the state because of drainage. They didn't have the proper drainage figured out. So engineering, they have to go back and redraw that and resubmit. So be interesting. You think Disney would get that right on their own property, but they did not. So it's interesting. So anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for the next Rogues Gallery. And yeah, you guys take care of yourself as well. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Guys. See ya. See y'all.